Want to learn how to do this? Or this?
Oh, I see the other one.
Domed? Or that? Pew pew pew. She's dead. Well then stick around because I'm going to teach you how. Alright, welcome back to another Mastering Hunt Showdown video, where each and every video I give you one tip to go into the bayou with to master and become a hunt god. Now each of these videos does build off the previous one, so if you guys haven't seen any of the videos before this, I'll throw a link up in the corners and down in the description and all that good stuff. Go watch those first, especially the previous video where we talked about aiming basics, because that is essential for learning in today's video, where I'm going to teach you how to quick aim. Now, one of the compliments I do actually get quite a lot when streaming hunt or on my YouTube videos is,
"Damn, Spwn, you got them crazy flicks."
Dang, man, those quick scopes were insane.
Bro, how do you just aim in like that? Tell me, man, you
Hacking?
in all seriousness, I'm not the best Hunt Showdown player out there. I'm not the best aim out there, but I do take great pride in my ability to quick aim, quick scope, flick shots, all that good stuff. And, I want to share with you guys how I accomplish that. Now, to be completely upfront with you guys, it's not something where I'm just going to tell you how to do it and you're magically going to be able to do it. It's going to take practice. It's going to take some hours. Some of that boring stuff I talked about last video. Yeah, that boring stuff. It's going to take some of that to master it. But once you do master it, you kind of look like a badass. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, so let's just go ahead and get right into it. And we'll just jump right on over and dive right into the game. So once again, we're here in training mode, and that's because we can take in any loadout we want. We can practice without any other PvPers getting in our way. And it's a really good way to kind of knock down the practicing the muscle memory and all that kind of stuff before actually taking it into the bayou with you. Now, I kind of want to talk about last video a little bit. I had you guys doing that boring stuff where what you did is you came in and you practiced lining up chest height shots and head height shots, and you started off slow, and then you kind of picked up the pace, then added in some strafing and some crouching and all that good stuff. Now, like I said, I know that's boring, but I was actually setting you up for something, and that was quick aiming. Now, if you guys ever seen the Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi has Daniel. I think Daniel's his name. I think so. If it's not Daniel, we're going to pretend it's Daniel. But he has Daniel do the wax on, wax off with waxing his cars, and he has him paint the fence, but he has him do it a specific way. And when Daniel gets all upset and he's like, "You're just making me do your chores," Mr. Miyagi starts like throwing punches and at him, and Daniel's all like, "Oh, wax on, wax off, paint the fence," and he starts blocking those shots, right? That's kind of the same thing here. I had you guys practicing lining up those chest shot heights and head height shots, because basically what that was doing was building up the muscle memory of where head height is and where chest height is. And that's very, very, very important when it comes to quick aiming. Now, quick aiming can be broken down into a few different parts. And so I'm just going to go through each part, and I want you to kind of master each of these parts before moving on to the next part, because they're going to build off of each other and they're going to help you develop your quick aim. This is exactly what I did to get better at my quick aim. And you guys saw from the intro just how well that paid off in a lot of instances. All right, so first part when it comes to quick aiming is what I call pre-look. And this is actually something that I learned while playing Rainbow Six Siege, and it's developing the habit of constantly looking at about chest to head height. Now, Hunt Showdown is a little bit weird with its camera, because when it looks like you're looking straight ahead, like you see here, if I were to aim in, I'm actually not looking straight ahead. I'm actually looking down at an angle at the road. So in Hunt Showdown, you actually want to develop the habit of kind of looking slightly up. I know it's kind of weird at first if you haven't practiced this, because it does look like you're kind of leaning back a little and looking up. But if I aim in now, I'm actually aiming in straight ahead. Now, this is very important for your quick aim, because if you run around looking down thinking you're looking ahead, when there's a hunter in front of you and you go to quick aim in at him, you're actually aiming at the road and you're not going to be aiming at him. But if you adjust so that you're looking slightly up like this, if there's a hunter on the road here, I can quick aim in and bam, I'm already aiming roughly head height. That's why that muscle memory was so important to develop from the previous video, my aiming basics video, because you need to understand where chest height and head height usually are, and combine it with this phase to understand where you need to be looking at all times to be lined up with chest and head height. Now, once you master this part of quick aiming where you're always just naturally looking kind of slightly up, so you're actually looking straight ahead, you can move on to the next step. Now, the next step of quick aiming is actually very simple. You don't even need a real target. You can use something like a tree that I'm using here. And it's basically about kind of lining up your shot appropriately. So we're already looking vertically properly. Now we need to kind of learn horizontally where to look. And you can develop this by basically going up to something, trying to look at it and guess that, okay, this is where I'm going to aim in at, and just go into Hipfire. That's going to teach you how far you need to adjust left or right where you're naturally looking, where you think is center. So here, I need to naturally go to the left a little bit more, and then bam, I'm lined up center. And so you can start developing that by just kind of mixing up your view and then try to look at this and line up your shot. Here, I am a little bit right and actually a little bit low, so I can adjust it here. Now I look out, try to figure out that this is where I need to look, and rinse and repeat until I can start reliably kind of looking in where I need to be, right? Keep rinsing and repeating, and then bam, look at that. I'm lined up almost dead center. Now, for you gunslingers out there, that's a little bit different because you're already naturally hip fired. And so this step's actually kind of a little bit easier for you. But what I suggest you guys do is kind of go from a sprint and then let go of your sprint to see where you're aimed in at, to help you understand where you need to be looking, right? That'll help you develop that same muscle memory. Now, the next phase after you've kind of mastered the horizontal pre-look, is getting into that ADS. So for the hunter schemes out there, you're gonna have to push your extra key, and that's the whole purpose of the video a couple videos ago where I taught you muscle memory and your key binds. You guys kind of see how these videos start building up off of each other, right? I told you they would. So yeah, for you hunters out there, again, all you're gonna do, get into your Hipfire and then go to ADS, right? You're gonna practice that. Get into your Hipfire, go to ADS. For you gunslingers out there, you're already hip fired, so you can go into ADS, or you can again use that same sprint trick where you kind of sprint up looking at it and then go right into ADS as fast as possible. Now, the last and final step of quick aiming, or at least practicing against a tree with quick aiming, is getting into ADS without your hip fire showing up. Again, for you gunslingers, this is easy. You can just right click immediately out of a sprint and boom, your ADS. For you hunters out there, it's gonna take a little bit of practice, but the goal for the quick aim is you don't see these crosshairs. You should just go straight to ADS like this. And I kind of lied because that wasn't the last and final step. That was the last and final step of those steps. The actual last and final step is, well, combining all the steps. So what you wanna do ideally is, mix up your look, maybe move around a little bit. Then from, random position, try to move and quick aim in to the target and see how close you are. And now, as you do that, you'll notice I'm making small adjustments because you never will actually quick aim in absolutely perfect 100% of the time. And making small micro adjustments is going to be necessary at times. And all that involves is when you're aiming in, you'll start kind of learning where you're about to aim in at, and then you can make that small adjustment that you need to make in order to line your shot up properly as you're quick aiming in. And that's just going to take practice to develop, right? It's going to take practice to develop knowing where you're about to aim in while you're aiming in and be able to make that small micro adjustment that you need to make to line your shot up before you fully reach ADS. Now, once you've mastered all those steps to the quick aim, it's ready to just kind of start going in and doing it against AI. So the idea here is very simple. You're just going to find some AI and you're going to run up to it and you're going to try to quick aim in at the chest and quick aim in at the head. Again, remember the chest is about twice as wide as the head, so it's a little bit easier to hit. However, if you can click ahead, then you win the fight right out the gate. But I would recommend that you do practice with the chest first until you really get quick aiming down, because even if you don't one tap to the chest on a full health hunter, you still put them in a really bad spot, especially if you can get that quick aim in and shoot first and land the hit. You have a really good possibility of aim punching them so that they miss their return shot, which gives you the opportunity to land that second follow-up to the chest and get the kill. Seriously guys, you see how all this just really starts fitting together? So again, all we're gonna do is run up to this AI and we're gonna try to quick aim in at the chest, quick aim in at the head, and you're just gonna practice this over and over. And again, I know that's boring, but if you really wanna get good at the aim game and you really wanna master the quick aim, you gotta do the boring practice, all right? The people that sit here and do the boring practice are gonna be far better than the people that refuse to do it. All right, and kind of side note, I know in those examples, you're kind of seeing me do maybe some more advanced things like throwing in some jumps and looking away fast and coming back again and quick swapping and stuff like that. Again, learn the basics first, then you can start throwing that stuff in. I've just been doing this for so dang long, that stuff is second nature to me. All right, guys, so hopefully you found this video useful. Again, I know it's kind of boring stuff, but I promise you, if you put in the time and you practice each of the steps that I taught you in this video and you master them each before moving on to the next, you'll find that quick aiming, it becomes a lot easier and you'll be a lot more successful each and every time you go into quick aim on an enemy hunter. But anyhow, guys, once again, hopefully you found this video useful. If you have any questions in regards to hunt, quick aiming, any of that stuff, you can always hit me up when I am live. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday over on Twitch. I have a link down for you guys in the description below. So come on over, feel free to ask questions. I love to answer questions and my community is amazing and they love to answer questions as well. But anyhow, guys, thanks for watching and you know, I love each and every one of your faces. Yeah, it's true. I'll see you guys on the next video, all right? Bye.